You're wrong. You know what it is. Season 2. We in there. Let's get it cracking.
Right now, I'm just focused on, the series, what went wrong, what we can do better, how I can improve.
All right, what's happening? What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Chilling. You know what it is.
We
We in here.
we are back in the building. Let's go, baby. Season 2.
It's on and
I am
popping.
ready, man. I am ready. We here. This is like opening night at the Garden, man. We here. It's our time.
Yes,
Our time
sir.
is now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Hope
We
everybody's
got
doing
it
good out there.
started.
But I just wanted to get it going real quick, but I also wanted to do something a little different. Since this is our season 2, we want to pay a little homage to those Nick community content creators that we know
That's
and
right.
love.
Pay our
I want to say
respects.
that this is by no means the list of all content creators. There's definitely people out there that are on this list. I'm sorry I can't, but those out there who we do love and respect, you're all there. You're silent. You're somewhere in the crevices. You're just not, we just can't see you right now, but you there. So anyway, I wanted to give a quick shout out and highlight some of these content creators because they've been pretty influential for us, people we follow, people we watch, people who have reached out to us or we've reached out to them. And it's all a part of the Nick community, and we appreciate all of y'all. And before I start, I actually want to give a quick shout out to Josh, aka Uncle Fulio from The Controversy, and Steph from the Queen's Court. They're both on the MBK Network, but unfortunately, at the time when I was grabbing all this stuff, I couldn't find the logos, so I couldn't add you guys. But you guys are definitely a part of this mix, so don't feel slighted in any way or fashion. Now that being said,
Absolutely. Salute to the
I
two of you.
wanted to give
Appreciate you.
exactly. That being said, I'll give a quick shout out to some of these content creators real quick. Special shout out to, excuse me, my main man Hadouken. He has a great show. Definitely go check him out. He's one of the young ones, man. A young, smart guy doing Nick content, and he knows his stuff better than a lot of these old heads. So definitely support him.
He's definitely got a leg up on me, bro.
Yeah, man, he knows more. Dude is like, he's got a freaking memory like an elephant. He remembers dates, and he probably remembers what guys ate for lunch and stuff before the game. Like, it's crazy. Anyway,
Facts.
Big shout out Hadouken. Another big shout out to he says this about me, but really it's him. He is the hardest working man in show business or in podcast business. My man Uncle Freezy from Blorange Tears, man. Big shout out,
Stay
brother.
busy.
He's one of the
busy from morning to sun,
sun
up to sundown, right?
He don't stop, man. He gets you 24 content. So salute, man. Salute. And thank you for being one of the first to have me on your show. I'll never forget. Appreciate that. Thank you, big time. And I would be remiss without mentioning this next podcast and the Podfather himself, Mr. Simeon Russell. Thank you, brother, for everything you've done and continue to do for us. Hopefully the Nick community will see more of us working together and doing different things. Definitely appreciate you extending, the invite for opening night, watching the Celtics at the Garden, but also being a part of the pregame podcast and the postgame podcast. Phenomenal. I had a really great time. I met a whole bunch of great people. A lot of the people I'm mentioning here were there. So I definitely appreciate you. I wish my man John could have been there as well, but unfortunately he couldn't. Yeah. But you know what? He was there in spirit. I was holding him down.
You already know. I was there. I was definitely there. And I was feeling all those good vibes, bro.
Exactly. It was great. It was a great time. Another special shout out to the Streets is Buzzing podcast with my man CT from the land down under.
What it is.
What's happening, brother?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's worldwide CT right there.
Worldwide CT. Definitely a good dude. Another gracious guy who definitely is very welcoming to both of us. So we appreciate you, bro. Much love, man. Much love and respect.
Absolutely.
Next up is Mr. Tony Crow from Knicks and Bruises.
Yes, sir.
Definitely another one.
Yo,
man,
Black, it's time. Yo,
BBall
Black, it's time.
Yo, that's right. Yo, Black, it's time. Thanks for always being a cool dude, man.
Salute. Absolute.
You always make everybody feel comfortable, brother. I appreciate you. Great content as well. And man. And this is a newer one to the mix because I unfortunately I found them late, but as I started watching this show, their content is fantastic. Sports vibes. Right. My man Keese and Foxy, Stephen Fox. Appreciate y'all. Yep. Salute. Double salute because it's two of you.
Yeah. I've been paying close attention to their podcast too. Like, for the last few months, checking in, very good. Knows his stuff. They know their stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do great stuff. Good job. And apparently Keese is trying to go after Uncle Freezy for one of the hardest working people in podcast business. Apparently he gets on it. So shout out to you, Keese. And this one is interesting because he's like a jack of all trades, and that's my man, the entertainer. You know him from football and the New York Football Giants, but he's also dabbles in the Knicks game too. So he'll give you both.
A little bit of both, right?
So definitely check him out.
Yeah, and we finally got a win. You know what I mean? It's finally the New York Giants got something to cheer about.
Finally. Yeah, and he's a really cool dude too. I also got a chance to meet him in person at the NBK draft party in Atlantic City. Dope guy, really cool dude. So
much
special shout out. And let's not forget, for the love of the game, man, these three brothers. We're talking about Mr. Hardwill, Mr. HQ, and the chef. I mean, we talking about this dude. This dude be on the podcast and he be in the background cooking stuff up. I'm like, this guy making gumbo, making okra, he making all types of stuff, man. I don't even know what to say about he's definitely a jack of all trades. So and that is Mr. L. Appreciate you, brother. I don't want to do disservice to your name, so I'll make sure I say it the right way. Hold on. Let me just make sure I'm saying it the right. Worldwide L, correct? Because I just call him L. So Worldwide L for everybody who's new and doesn't know who he is. Worldwide L. So thank you, salute. They got great content as well. And what's interesting about their podcast, they don't just do Knicks stuff. The other day they had an R&B singer on. She was talking about the ins and outs of the game and her rise and where she's come from and all the other stuff she's been doing. Today I turned it on and they were talking about boxing. So these guys are all, well-rounded. They give you a lot of different content. So definitely check them out as well.
Man.
Next up is my man Eru from Die Hard.
Yes, sir.
You know what? The Die Hard Knicks podcast.
One of the originals. Man. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And a really cool dude as well. Like all these people are so cool. I can't stop saying that. I don't want to sound like a homer, but they're all nice, cool people. So definitely got to support.
Yeah. No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
And then next up is the Guard Up Nyx podcast, GUK. These guys I got to meet on opening night, and they came down from Carolina. It's two brothers and another one of their close friends. They have a podcast together. We're talking about Apollo. We're talking about my man Dre and Rick the Ruler. So these guys are, very good making content, very nice with the visuals. They put together a really nice video of opening night festivities. There's some funny dudes too. So definitely salute to them and definitely check out. Yeah. They're really cool dudes. Then we got Real Talk. And this is with my man Divine and I guess you would say Divine and KJW be on there a lot. He also has other guests that you will see from time to time, but those are two constants. But definitely big shout out to my man Divine. Got to meet him as well and chop it up with him. A very cool dude, and one of the people that I used to follow when I would watch like some of these different podcasts getting into the game.
Much respect.
Also want to definitely also want to I'm big a special shout out to my man Guillermo from the Legion of Knicks podcast.
Yes, sir.
Another original. Yes, sir. And that's exactly what I'm saying. He's original. And when we first started doing this, when I made an Instagram page for Still Knicks fans, he was one of the first people to give me like a little bit of encouragement and give me a little shout out under the pictures and stuff. So he was one of the first, and I'll never forget that. I appreciate that. Guillermo,
appreciate you, man. Definitely. Salute. And love the content, man. Always giving us some insight, right? He's always breaking it down like to the nitty gritty.
Yes, sir.
I mean? Which I love. Yes, sir. He breaks down the game, breaks down the players, even breaks down some of the plays, so he really goes in depth with it, Well, we're kind of more, we kind of gloss over everything, but, they kind of get in depth, so got to give them a shout out for that.
Yeah, they really break it down. And then I don't want to, I don't know if I can really talk about this guy because he's like an up-and-coming superstar over here. That's Mr. D from JD Sports Talk, man. This guy is everywhere right now, doing it big time. He gives you another one who's a little bit of a jack of all trades. He gives you, football takes on his JD Sports Talk, as well as he's a featured contributor on the KnicksFanTv podcast. So he's up there with CP and C2K and Ashley. So he's doing his thing on both ends. Yeah. So definitely salute to you, brother. Great content. And, another person give you that 2-for-1 special. So take advantage, guys.
Yeah, Absolute.
Also, not to about this gentleman. This guy here is, I mentioned before, he gives you those quick takes of content with the Knicks. He can give you exactly what's going on in 10 or 12 minutes and get you right for your day. And that's Mr. Noah from Clutch BBall TV, friend of the show.
What up, Noah? Yes, sir. Friend of the show.
Appreciate you, Noah. And mind you guys, he's doing all this, which is the same thing with Hadouken. Hadouken and Noah, they're young guys, and they're doing all this while they're going to school full time, doing other things. I don't know if they have jobs on the side, but they're making time for all this great content. So definitely salute to them and check them out.
Absolutely. Yeah, check them out. They're really good content creators. Noah's our guy. You know what I mean? He came on with us during the off season. Appreciate his insight. Much respect to you, Noah. And keep it going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is one of those where, you know, I always feel weird when I think of Jay Ellis, because Jay Ellis says stuff.
Hold on. Can I do one? So... Can I do one? Can I?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Jay Ellis. Jay Ellis. That's my guy. I love watching this program.
Yeah, that's right. Nick of Time. Yeah, man. Another great podcast. Jay Ellis has been holding it down for quite some time. I first saw him on KnicksFanTv, but he's always had his own thing. And from that, I got to see his podcast, which he still has going right now. So big shout out to him. Right. He usually comes on right now with main man Ryan. And also, a lot of times we get to see Mr. Raw Hebrew on there as well. So shout out to all three of them gentlemen.
Shout out to Raw.
Doing great
Raw
stuff.
Does his thing too. Shout out to Raw.
Yes, sir. Raw does his thing as well. We're going to get back to you, brother. And also, Into the Knickverse, which is one of those like really nice, well done visual podcasts. He also gives you stuff in quick spurts, but he put it together in a really nice package. You know, Into the Knickverse is like you might have a Pinto, right? And you go to Into the Knickverse, and that's like a Lexus. You know, it's a nice package. It's really, really done well. So shout out to George.
Something to inspire to, right?
Yeah, exactly. We definitely appreciate your work, man. It looks great. And big shout out to this next podcast, which is Knicks Film School with my man Jonathan Macri. Yes. Very great work over there, man. Yeah, he does a fantastic job. Gives us all the 411 on what's going on with the team, as well as he's got people, you know, that come in and break down contracts and all types of things. Like he's
very
a well-oiled machine over there. Yes, well-oiled machine over there.
Yes, sir.
And we hope to be talking with Mr. Macri in the near future. So, you know, stay tuned.
Very good.
Who knows? Right. Yeah, everybody's busy. Who knows?
Shout out.
And last but definitely salute. And last but not least, that is Mr. Raw Hebrew himself.
Mr. Hebrew.
You know, from the Raw Hebrew podcast. You know what? This gentleman is very special in his own right. He goes on the Nick of Time show. He lends his knowledge and his fandom to that podcast, as well as he does his own thing. He'll give you a nice warm word for the day before he gets into it. So it's definitely a podcast you should check out because, you know, life is real out there. It's not just about what we love to do, but it's about what we need to do. So I definitely recommend you guys taking a look at his content as well. Very, very good person. And he puts together some great stuff. So all of these content creators that I highlighted, and what should I say that we highlighted, are fantastic people. And we definitely want to, you know, continue to support them. We hope you all continue to support them. If you're new and haven't seen any of these, definitely check them out. And also, I'd be remiss if I didn't say an honorable mention. There's a couple other podcasters that we didn't have time or didn't have space to put on this list because there's a lot. There's so many, like I said. But I don't want to, you know, forget mentioning Terry and Trey. Welcome back, guys. They're finally back. I've been waiting for them to come back for so long, and they're finally back this new Knicks season. So it's good to see them back, and I can't wait to see their content. So definitely go support them, Terry and Trey. Also,
we talk about Queens Court. Did we talk about Queens Court? Did we talk about Queens Court?
We did mention Queens Court and the controversy. Yeah. We got them. All right, salute, double salutes. and last but not least, on the honorable mention, there's other, like I said, there's others out there. There's so many. Oh, one more. I can't forget Danny B and the Morning Drive. Oh man,
yes.
And Coach, definitely Coach Fa. Yo, salute to you as well, man. once again, it was that thing. I was like, I couldn't think of everything at the time. I was trying to put.
I love that freestyle Knicks. What's that one called? They down with Blue Orange freestyle.
Oh yeah. Nick, it's the
Knicks freestyle,
Blue
right?
Orange freestyle. Yeah.
Blue Orange
freestyle.
Salute
to them. Yeah. Blue Orange got a lot of stuff going on, man. And last, but like I said, certainly not least, is NickFanTv. You know, they're doing their thing. They're worldwide right now. Salute CP and the crew. Definitely.
Right. Absolutely. CK2K, man. He got his own thing going too. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's right. Oh, well, I mentioned him, but CK2K got his own thing, so let's not forget that.
Right.
He's been running around. He's been a little too busy. Ashley's got her own thing. Salute to her. She got her Sports Illustrated show. You know, listen, man. Absolutely. Things are happening. People doing big things out there.
That's right. It's looking up for all of our Nick content creators. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody, man. You know, much love, much respect.
Yeah. I didn't forget you, Ashley. I just left you last because you're a Cowboy fan. I'm never gonna forget that. Sorry.
That's a fact. True. Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it. It's cool. It's cool. Anyway, so that being said, you know what? Sometimes you gotta address the elephant in the room, man. And that's
address it.
The Knicks finally got their first loss of the season. Oh, guys, what happened?
That was a tough one.
Here? What happened?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Hold on, I need to drink. I mean, I still got that nasty taste in my mouth. It was nasty.
It's bad. Yeah.
No buenos. Not a good look.
And you know what? After drinking that, I still don't feel better. I didn't do it, but
facts.
I wasn't expecting them to lose this game. I'll be honest. I was expecting a letdown, but not this game. I thought it might be the middle game, which they won that one. But this one was unfortunate. And you know, John, I mean, you see what happened, man. I mean, like, come on, man. I don't know what to say about this. Like, what happened here?
It's what we call the letdown game. That's really what it came down to. It was the letdown game. We had all of this high energy, and we sort of kind of came out flat. We came out flat. We had open looks. We didn't knock them down. And not only that, we shot poorly from the free throw line. And with those two factors, to a loss. That's basically what it came down to. No energy.
Yeah.
Bad shot selection. Didn't knock them down. And we missed free throws. Not to mention the poor defense, right? There was some poor defense. Yeah.
What?
So.
What?
Poor. Very poor.
Ain't the word, man. We got lit up by the Nick killer again, Terrence Ross.
He does it to it every time we see this man. He does it to us, and one of the reasons why I was high on trying to look for him this offseason.
Yeah, I was with you, B.
Listen, we got Evan, and Evan started out okay for whatever reason. I don't know if it was tired legs or maybe just coming back on a back-to-back, and they kind of like overlooked him a bit, and his shot just wasn't really falling like it was the first game against the Magics. And then he didn't play optimal minutes either, and it looked like Coach Tibbs went with a different lineup in hopes to get a spark, off the bench, and it didn't pan out. It just didn't pan out. So I think I think Coach Tibbs tried all he can, to make up the deficit. We were up at some point, and then we lost the lead.
Right.
And at some point, you got to get back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? That's bottom line. The passes weren't crisp. They weren't enough passing going on. Like there was sort of, one pass and then someone tried to take their man off the dribble or a shot, and it was like the ball just stuck and never really moved between hands, and so that became an issue. The one bright spot, I must say, was Rose's performance. Rose, I think, was a plus something. He was definitely on the high plus range because he had it going, and he kept that going through the entire game. Unfortunately, he's not expected to hit 80% of his 3-point shots, but he hit plenty. For a guy who isn't necessarily known for his 3-point shot, he hit plenty in that second game against the Magic.
But I think he's there, man. I was joking about it earlier on one of these podcasts. I forget which one it was because I'm trying to support.
You're on so many.
Yeah, I'm trying to support everybody. But I said that I think Rose hit the age. He's at the age where these guards who couldn't shoot get the fountain of youth, and now he's got the Jason Kidd thing. Now he can shoot. I think he's there. I think he's got it. So
that's actually a good take. I didn't really think about it that way. That's interesting because, Jason Kidd hit that level or that age. Is it the same age, or are you saying around the same peak in years in the NBA?
Yeah, the same time in years in the league. So it doesn't have to be the age necessarily. It's just about your time in the league, understanding the game, and working on your craft, and finally getting a shot, because his shot has been pretty pure. I don't want to expect it, but it's been all through the preseason and first 3 games of the regular season. He's been shooting well, so we'll see.
Yeah, but he's not necessarily shooting them at a high clip, but yesterday's game, it seemed like he needed to in order to keep us in the game, and we were there. We just couldn't come up with big buckets to like narrow the lead at the end, and we kind of lost sort of that momentum. I think they outscored us something crazy, like 25 or 26 to like 12 or 14, something nuts.
Yeah, the actual statistics and the numbers were horrible. I think we shot 33% from the field, and it was even worse from 3. It's just bad. It's nasty. But you know what? And there might have been a statement as well, because there's a young player that was high on the Knicks draft boards for quite some time, and they brought him in to talk to him, and he has the lineage because he's the son of Greg Anthony, which is Cole Anthony Jr. Cole Anthony Jr. Lit us up. He said, "You know what? You guys made a mistake, and I'm gonna show you made a mistake."
You're hurting me here, Ron. You're hurting me here by showing these.
I'm sorry, Knicks fans. Look, I don't like to for anybody to have to view any of these nasty other teams' highlights, but we need to see this. We got to get right, okay? Sometimes you need to see the bad before you can, the good can come out. and this is bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Look at the defense, B. Where is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What's happening?
That was tough.
Oh no, that's Derek. Well, Derek jumped at least.
Listen, to his credit, man, he was hot early. He knocked down shots. And to be honest, this is actually good for the Knicks, because we're going to have to see another really strong bunch of other strong point guards who are great shooters in the NBA. One of them being Trae Young. And if we couldn't settle, Cole Anthony, or get into him defensively, it really shows us that we really need to step it up against, better. I wouldn't even say better. I would just say we got to step it up against other point guards that are, just as elite, if not more elite than Cole Anthony. So this is just kind of like a test for us. Again, came from back-to-backs. Like we had back-to-back games with Orlando, so they kind of understood our how we were coming. You know what I mean? Like what was our scheme defensively, and so they made adjustments. I'm not really sure if we made adjustments. We just didn't. We didn't have it yesterday. We came out flat. And
my God, wide open, man. And the other thing, I was unfortunate. I was busy yesterday, so I really couldn't watch the first half. I recorded it so I could watch it back today. I've been a little busy. I haven't had a chance, but I will take a look at it. But when I asked everybody how the game went, and my curiosity was, our best perimeter defender right now is R.J. Barrett. So I was wondering who was guarding him, and I don't see R.J. Barrett anywhere. So
I didn't see anyone guarding him.
I don't know what happened here. Where is the defensive adjustment from the defensive coach? I don't know.
Yeah, it was weird.
I don't know what's going on.
It was definitely weird.
I'm a little. Yeah. I don't know what to say, guys. But this was a bad loss, but it's a good loss, as John pointed to, because you know what? We can learn from this, and it's good to get it out of our system against Orlando, so that when we play Philadelphia tomorrow, we can give them the
And
business.
Chicago
hopefully.
the day after. And Chicago the day after. We have 2 back-to-backs. We have a Wednesday game against the 76ers and then a Thursday game against the Chicago Bulls, who are right now.
So it's right. Yep.
Yeah, it's ESPN darling time. Like Chicago has now become ESPN's thing. You know what I mean? Like they're like highlighting Chicago's 3 wins. 2 of those wins, however, came against the Pistons, and 1 came against the Pelicans, which you got to give them credit. Correct. They kind of blew out the Pelicans. So they're a good team. No one's saying they're not. But it's 3 games in, man. They're already like saying they're going to own the East. It's like, come on, let's calm down.
I mean, really, no, it's dumb. Actually, when you look at it, they're no different from
the ledge.
Exactly. And you guys are at the ledge. You're about to jump off.
Right.
I don't think it's really that different from us. We played Boston, who is better than the Pelicans, by the way. We played Boston, then we played Orlando 2 games. They play the Pelicans and they played the Detroit Pistons, who are probably worse than Orlando. Just saying.
Yeah, maybe never know. Well, they also injured, right? They got a lot of injuries in Detroit right now. So,
right.
I think, however, the Orlando Magics have a lot of budding young stars on their team who are playing. So you got, Cole Anthony. You got what's the kid's name that just is the rookie?
Jalen Suggs.
Jalen Suggs, right? And they got a couple of others, so.
They got the Wagner brothers. One is a dirtbag, but that's okay.
Wagner brothers, Mo Bamba, and they got a couple of kids who aren't playing right now. Also, so when those guys get back, Fultz and the others, they probably going to be a little better.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. So I mean, listen, it is what it is, guys. It's 1 game. We're in the 3rd game of an 82 game season. Guess what, guys?
It's going to happen.
I know. It's crazy. It's still 70 plus games to play. We're fine. So don't go crazy. You should see, man, that's what happens when you start following all this Knick content. People are going nuts. Oh, man, you got to trade this guy. RJ stinks. It's bad.
And this is why, Ron, you're going to be coming on weekly, during like pregame, postgame to kind of know the ledge. Let's know the ledge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, you guys, listen. It's not good to be on the ledge because it's scary. So back up a little bit.
Back up.
Yeah. So I mean that was a bad loss, and we're gonna look at it like it was an aberration. We didn't play well. We didn't hustle. The defense was poor. Our offense was bad. And then while our offense was bad, Orlando was smart. They made it worse. They jumped in zone, which is something that we're going to have to watch out for. The Knicks are going to have to be very careful with the zone because a lot of teams are going to start doing the zone against this new 3-point heavy team. So you got to figure out something.
Yeah, they have to break that one down, which is good to get it early, like to run against that defense early now. So then they can strategize offensively against it. You know what I mean? And figure out ways to break that zone. Again, it's more of a college game when they zone up, but that's sort of the new NBA too, right? They spread it out from the 3-point line, and now a lot of teams are playing zone. Or they kind of playing and I think the Knicks do it too, a disguised zone. You sort of disguise it as you're playing man, and then you switch off for guys and play sort of a mid-range zone. And clog up the middle. So, it's going to be interesting to see.
And you generally see this a lot with young teams like Orlando. I would expect Detroit and teams like that to do it even more frequently than other teams. That being said, they ran that same type of zone defense at us in the second game. It should be the first game of this, home and home. And it didn't work as well. So
home and away, right? Away and home
and away, right? Yeah, away and home.
Away and home.
Yeah. And that first match between the Knicks and the Orlando Magic, Knicks lit it up, man. They broke the franchise record which the franchise record was, I guess it was 23s, and they hit 21,
right.
Finished with 23 or 24?
23.
Yeah.
It was 23.
No, 24. 24 because it was 54 of 24 shooting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. They were giving this team the business. Another reason why Orlando probably felt compelled to come out with a better effort, because they got a little embarrassed on their home court. And a lot of those fans out there in that home court were Knicks fans. So it was like it was a Knicks home game.
It was. That's what it is. It's little Orlando is little New York. You know that.
Yep.
So many New Yorkers go out there and either retire or move away from New York and kind of start a new settle down in Orlando and start a new career or life with their families.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was great, and I heard the Obi chants in there were deafening, and that's just it's a beautiful.
You can hear them you can hear them through the TV, while you were watching.
Right. Yeah, I mean this game, the Knicks just shot really good. They had really good ball movement. They had 34 assists on this night. In contrast to the second game that we just talked about, where Cole Anthony lit us up, they had maybe 22 assists or 21. So the ball definitely should move, and we struggled because of it. This is the key, and this is one of those where you look at the game and you realize that they moved the ball, so there wasn't a lot of ISO ball. That might be another issue that we have to work as a team, because our best player does tend to go ISO a lot. Yes, he can do that because he can pretty much score on almost anybody, but it doesn't mean it's the right. That affects the team chemistry and the flow of the game. Because another reason why they were struggling is because some of the shots were good shots, bad shots too. And if your 3-point shots are not falling, you got to figure out ways to get inside and get into the paint. And that's why the eyeball really hurts the rest of the team, because they're just standing around watching.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But I also, it's fine. I found it interesting that during the Boston Celtics game, we went into double overtime, and we come out of that, go into this game, and we still have fresh legs. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was the momentum that carried over to this game, because they came out, still hot, still like on, and the game directly after this one is like almost we hit that wall. It's almost like we hit the wall at that point where the legs went, the shots weren't falling, everything was short. Even the contested shots were kind of late, and not only that, we were making silly, we had like silly responses to everything that Orlando had to put together. You've seen silly fouls, you've seen people sort of getting erratic, chasing the ball, not really having a strong foundation, and just making sort of boneheaded plays. And you get that with fatigue, right? You get that really comes in when you're fatigued, and so you aren't like hitting on all cylinders. So yeah, it's interesting that it came out of that Celtics, huge win to come to Orlando, and we still had it. We still was on. We were passing the ball, we were hitting every shot. It really carried over.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate. It's I didn't think about it because it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. You are there. I was there live, so I got to witness the game, and I'm thinking about, oh man, this game, keeps going. It keeps going. Then we're in one overtime. Then we're in double overtime, and I didn't really think about the toll that was going to have on the Knicks as a team. But it makes sense that eventually it was going to catch up with them. Usually something like that will catch up with a team right away, but maybe the Knicks has had a little better conditioning than, some other teams, starting because they were working really hard in practice, and they were playing to win in the preseason. So maybe their conditioning was a little better, so it didn't hit them right away. In that second game, because in essence, you're thinking they played Wednesday, then it's Friday, then it's Sunday. So it's not a lot of time in between. And then you you compile that with one of those games being a double overtime game, and when a lot of the starters played multiple minutes of that too, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Not to mention the travel.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you got to think about the travel
right.
too. You're traveling from
Good point.
Boston. You go to New York, and then that's not a big travel. But now you're traveling straight from New York to Orlando to play the next game. You don't really have that much time to really like just chill, because you're probably getting
Right.
a early scrimmage and practice, and so yeah, I could say that definitely causing some of it. Not all of it. But some of it could have pertained to that.
It took its toll, but you know what?
Yeah.
This is how things happen, and we just have to expect that this could happen again throughout the long NBA season. So we have to be prepared for it. Got to understand that there's going to be bumps along the road. Hopefully, there's not as many bumps as last year. So we'll see. But a good thing about the way our show is and how we break down the games, kind of going from most current to the older games, is that we go from a bad game to two good games, and we end on a good note with the Boston Celtics game, which is the Knicks home opener. Knicks basketball is back, baby, and your boy was in the building.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, you were, sir. You
It was a great time. It was a great time. I want to say once again, shout out to Sim and the Nothing But Knicks crew.
Yes,
all that stuff that happened pre-game, post-game, Knick game, all the love, all the contributors that showed up. Also want to give a special shout out to the contributors that were there, that may not be have their own show for content, but they're always contributing, they're always showing up, supporting, and they're lending their voice to these shows. Like, for example, Julito McCullum was out there. He was in full force with us, hanging with us for quite some time, until he had to go mess with the real celebrities. He had to dip on us and go get his half court seats. He was out there. I saw him chilling out there. Okay, Julito.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, out there with the Iggy Azaleas of the world. Yeah, so he was having a good time. Also, big shout out to Evergreen. Evergreen was out there in full of force. Yes, I felt bad for brother was looking nice in his white Knick gear. Then he brought the Knick flag, but they didn't let him go into the arena with it, so he had to go back to the bar and drop the flag off. Yeah.
Hey, yo, shout outs to Legends for hosting, for allowing you guys to host a show out there.
Right.
Too. That was
definitely
dope.
Big shout out to Legends Bar and Grill. They were great hosts, very hospitable, and they gave us no problems. They were great with us. They even gave us our own bartender who took care of us at the top floor. No one came up there. We wasn't bothered. It was the Knick took over Legends. The Knicks, the nice. NBK crew took over Legends. It was dope. So yeah,
that's dope.
So that was great. And then the game itself, man,
epic.
It was epic. The Garden did such a fantastic job. Obviously, it's the 75th anniversary of the NBA. So we got to walk into the arena. There's chairs there, and you got the shirts on each chair with the 75th anniversary logo and everything, which is cool. They had a bracelet on each chair. It's kind of that was supposed to do some stuff when the game started. Which in essence, we found out later, it lights up whenever the music gets played. And then whenever anything happens on the court, somebody hits a three and the bracelet starts going crazy. It was really cool. It was really cool. Definitely dope. Good job by Madison Square Garden and their network for putting on a hell of a show. And I also will say that throughout all of that, being around all these great people, there was still like pins and needles in there. We go from the highs to the lows. We're so excited. Things start going down. Then they go up. Then they go back down.
Listen,
it was a roller coaster.
There were a couple of heart attacks that happened in that game. There was a couple of people who caught some, minor strokes, minor little setbacks real quick, because that was a game, man.
Yeah, it was definitely a roller coaster. Definitely a roller coaster. But you know what? I wouldn't trade it for a world. It's the best game I've been to as a basketball fan, definitely as a Knicks fan. to witness them go through such euphoria. They're getting crazy. Everything's working. All these shots, all these points they're putting up, dunks, all this defense.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, everything goes down. Then the game starts to fall apart with 4 minutes left. Everything that went wrong. Then we go to overtime. And I'm thinking, there's no way the Knicks is winning after all of this. My luck can't be that good. This has been too great of a day. But no.
Right.
Then hits a three.
They came up supreme.
Already down.
Yes, sir.
Then the Knicks hit a three. Boston hits a three. Knicks hit a three. Boston hits a two. Knicks hit a two. Boston hits a three. Knicks hit. It was just that overtime was nuts.
It was sick.
Yeah, but it was great. And then we somehow made it to a second overtime, and the Knicks kind of clamped down and figured out a way to pull away. Julius hit a big shot, put us up 2, and then Derrick Rose sealed it with his layup, and that was it. Knicks won and drive home safe.
Not to gloss over Fournier's big 3-point shots during the fourth quarter and overtime and into the second overtime. Like, he came up big that game and sort of showed us that, there is a light at the end of the tunnel with good play and good shooting. And the same thing goes for, Kemba. Kemba had a really strong second game, or actually third game against the Magic. He came out firing. He was really on. Again, Tibbs is also trying to save him for the entire season. And so you're not going to see him play heavy minutes, but you are going to see him start most, if not all, games this season. So again, it's dependent on his health and how he's going. Some say that he's not playing the best of defense. I don't know. I see him. I'm sort of on the fence because I see him putting in the effort, and I've seen him take a couple of charges this season already. I've seen him catch a couple of steals already. I've seen him just be in front of his defenders already. There are some points of his game that could use a little bit more reassuring and more he needs to pay more attention to, especially defensively. But I think he'll get there. With the defensive schemes that we come up with, and the more familiar he is with our schemes, I think he's going to be all right. But I do see him trying out there, and he's grabbing rebounds. You know what I mean? He's out there. He's hustling. He's grabbing rebounds. He is playing a solid start of a game. And at the end of the day, man, you can't lose sight of Kemba because he can knock him down.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think fans are really kind of it's a wait and see thing right now. People are a little worried because they don't necessarily know what's going on with him, because his game right now is a little quiet. He's still contributing. He gets around 11 to 12 points, and he's putting up maybe 5 or 6 assists or what have you around there. But it's just been real quiet, especially for someone that you've seen light up the NBA in the past. And you think, hey, man, it's his homecoming. He's coming to his hometown team. He's just going to go crazy. But you got to be realist. Sometimes that takes time. He's still getting comfortable. There's a lot of pressure on his shoulders, even though he's cardiac. I mean, he's still playing for his hometown team with his family and friends coming to see him. It's still got to be a little something to that it's got to affect you a little bit. But he doesn't seem like he's pressing. He's just not, doesn't look like he's that comfortable yet, should I say? At least from my eyes.
He'll get better, though. Yeah, I mean, I've seen worse performances for, folks to put on this uniform, you know what I mean, and not actually show up at all. So to show that he's capable and he's right there. He's just not necessarily getting a bunch of minutes either. But I think soon enough, we're going to see a game where he really shows up and shows out. And then everyone's going to jump off the ledge and be like, yeah, Kemba MVP. And you know what I mean? And, let's slow it down. He's going to have those games. They're bound to come. It's a long season. But by no means will he ever be the Kemba of maybe 6-7 years ago. He's going to be a new reinvented Kemba, which is from what you're seeing from Rose, not a bad thing. Once they get their legs under them, it could be extremely, beneficial for this Knicks team. That we have two prime players who have been all-stars, have been, sort of the MVP of their teams. Rose, of course, was the MVP of the NBA at one point. But guys who understand how to play the game and know how to close, and that's what we've been asking for as far as, point guards.
Right. Exactly. And, actually, I took a look at the schedule real quick. And you know what? Guess what? They do not play back-to-back. The next game is tomorrow against the 76ers, and then they play the Bulls on Thursday. So they do have a little space.
Oh, tomorrow's Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah. Today's Monday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I am losing track of time. So they do have a break between the I thought it was bad. I was like, this is wild. In my head, I was like, this is wild. We got two back-to-back. One, I thought they were playing Wednesday and then a Thursday, but it's a Tuesday. And Thursday.
Right. No, yes, it's Tuesday.
My bad. Sorry for causing the alarm.
So speaking of that, I wonder how we're doing here so far with our predictions, Sir John.
Oh. I don't know. How are we doing?
Well, then that's the thing. Because I think if I'm correct, you said that you thought the Knicks were going to win 2 games and have 1 loss. Is that right?
Nah, I actually went 3-0.
Oh, did you go 3-0?
I went 3-0. I jumped off the ledge and said 3-0. What do you do? I think you went 3-0 too.
I think I might have said 3-0 too. Yeah, yeah, I was with you on jumping out the ledge.
You hear it? Shout outs to the homie, our technical advisor, co-producer Jose, holding it on the ones and twos, and yeah, that's him in the background throwing those sound effects.
Yeah, unfortunately, neither one of us was actually correct in how we called it, but we still finished with 2 of those correctly.
2.
So
we got 2.
We got 2. There you go. So I'm trying to see what do you think about
we tied
games coming up.
The game's coming up. Okay. So the game's coming up. We only have 2 right this week.
No, we've got 3.
How many do we have?
We've got Philadelphia tomorrow, and then we have. Oh, there we go.
Yes, sir.
So we've got Philadelphia tomorrow, and we have the Bulls on Thursday, and then we have the New Orleans Pelicans on Saturday.
Yeah, and these are. I see. We have the schedule up from the ones before. So we have the Magic Knicks, which we lost. We lost one of those, and then we won the one with the first game against Boston Celtics. Okay, so we got the Bulls here. All right.
Yeah, so we've got the 76ers versus the Knicks, and then we've got the Knicks versus the Pelicans.
Knicks versus Pelicans. Nice. All right, cool. So, what else is going to look like for me? I'm thinking I'll go first. I'm thinking I want all 3. I want all 3. I want all 3. I'm going with 3-0. I'm going with 3. I'm jumping off the ledge. I'm going 3-0. I'm going 3-0. I'm going 3-0. They got to show me something this week because that was a letdown game. We already went through the letdown game. So now, knowing who's coming up, you have to be prepared. Like Coach Tibbs likes to say, find a way to win. Find a way to win. And if you can find a way to win or keep it close in the fourth quarter, I think we have a chance, especially with the 76ers. I want to give the 76ers a lot more credit than I do the Bulls right now. The Pelicans are still are sort of rebuilding, even though they got two legitimate stars on their team. They're still kind of figuring out their new system. They got, I think, a new coach. I want to say they have a new coach.
Right.
But Chicago themselves are sort of like we are, where they have a new nucleus of players and they're figuring it out and they're starting to gel. However, I'm not sure if they played up to the competition that we've had yet. Again, it's a very short stint, right? We're talking about we had 2 games against the Magics. They had 2 games against the Pistons. We had 1 game against Boston. They had 1 game against the Pelicans. So with that said, I think the toughest game that we're going to have this week is against the 76ers and the Bulls. But I think we can pull those off. I think we can pull them off. So I'm going 3-0.
Well, I will say, John, I am not as ambitious as you are. Looks like I think you froze up on me. I am going to say that the Knicks beat the 76ers, and they lose to the Bulls. Ugh. I hope that's not the case. I really don't want them to, but I'm going to say they beat the 76ers, but they lose to the Bulls, and then they beat the Pelicans. Yeah, because it's the Knicks playing the 76ers at the Garden, but it's the Knicks versus the Bulls in Chicago, Chi-Town. I don't love it. I don't love it. Exactly. I don't know if I feel good about that. So, and even though we are playing the Pelicans in New Orleans, I'm still okay with us winning that game. So yeah, I'm thinking 2-1 right there. I hope I'm wrong.
2-1. Okay. I hear you. Sorry about that. I had a breakup. We having the weather's going crazy, and I'm up north a little bit, so I'm getting it early. So
yeah, I knew a chef up north.
Yeah, he used to cook that up north. So yeah, having a little bit of internet trouble. So if I drop out again, forgive me. Woo!
The other thing is there is a game next Monday too, but that's going into the new week, and right. That is we don't have to worry about it right now, but that should be interesting. It's the Raptors,
right?
Yeah. All right, so that's cool. We should be fine.
So I'm going 3-0. You going 2-1.
Hello,
somebody
gentlemen.
Bound to be right.
Hello.
Oh.
Well, hello.
What's happening?
Ron.
Whoa.
Do you lock in your prediction?
Lock it in.
John, do you lock it in?
Lock that in, baby.
We shall see who will win next week.
I love it.
It's official.
Lock it in. Who's going to come up victorious?
Obviously me. I mean, come on. What are we doing here? Why are we playing this?
The odds-on favorite is Ron.
Man.
I'm going against house money.
Nah, if this was a game of luck, then you already won. Let me tell you. But it's okay. We're gonna be good. Either way, we win. Because if I'm right, listen, the Knicks still wind up 4-2. Right. And if John's right, then listen, we're 5-1. Which I'll take that as well. And actually, I probably prefer that because I don't know if you guys remember, but I did say in the first 10 games we're going 8-2, and I believe John said the same thing. So we got a little pressure here. Knicks better step it up.
That's right. Got to come with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, man. as I said earlier, and I know John agrees, it's a long season. We'll be fine. There's going to take some time for everything to work out the right way. Usually they say the unwritten rule is the first month of the season is when you get all the kinks out. After the first month, then you start to see who the pretenders are and the real teams step up and show themselves. So, and I expect the Knicks to be one of the teams. We'll be fine. It's not going to be any issues. And that, by that time, we'll also know what our true rotation is. We'll know who's locked in. And maybe one of these rookies cracks the rotation. We'll see. I don't know. Anything could happen.
Yeah. Listen, anyone hope for something like that to happen, but let's be real. It's not going to happen this year.
Well, you never know. I mean, hopefully we get Nerlens Noel back soon. We need him.
I think
it'd be nice if he could play tomorrow.
That's more likely than seeing signs of one of the rookies coming in and taking someone's minutes. I don't really see that happening. But again, you never know. Barring any injuries, right? Because that's when I see them stepping into sort of the rotation. But barring that, I just see them coming in spurts and in moments just to get their feel, the understanding of how quick the game goes. I think Tibbs likes to give these rookies a little taste of a little bit of the action, even if it's like to close out a half. You know what I mean?
Right.
And not put anybody in foul trouble.
Here's 6 seconds. Go out there, Rook.
Yeah. Don't want to give anybody in foul trouble. You know what I mean? Not to end the game.
Right.
So it definitely makes sense.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll see, but just hope for the best, Knicks fans, and you will be rewarded. I think everything's going to be fine. As always, I just want to give first off a special shout out to my partner in crime, John. Holding it down, doing big things once again. Season 2, we here, baby. We back.
We are here. We are back.
We're gonna keep getting better and continue to give you more content, man. I hope you guys like the new look. There's more with that. What you see now, there's more coming. So hopefully you guys like how it looks. Appreciate it. And
shout outs to Jose for putting that together for us.
Exactly. Our main man, Jose, man, behind the scenes on the ones and twos, holding us down. Let's go, Jose. Let's go. And as I mentioned earlier, definitely, show your love and support for not just our show. We appreciate it, but definitely show your love and support for all those great content creators that I mentioned. Once again, special shout out to honorable mentions, and also a definite big shout out to the Queen's Court with Steph and the controversy with Josh, aka Uncle Fulio.
Yeah.
Hey, John, listen, you have any parting words, man?
Yeah, no, man. Look out for us, man. Look out for us in the near future. We're going to be doing things with MBK. Shout outs to Sim and the MBK family. Looking forward to working with you all and continuing to push out some really exciting Knick content. And man, stay tuned, man. We got more to come. We're excited. It's season 2. We're coming correct this season. We on one this year. And I expect us to be doing this on a regular basis. You see how we're coming out with these weeklies. We're not coming on live during the regular season. We will, however, do a live during the All-Star break, where we'll probably ask folks to come on with us. And we'll do it like that. And this is our weekly take. And hope you like the new graphics and everything. Like always, man, hit the subscribe button. What's the rest, bro? What's the rest? Finish it up for me.
Hey, man, like, comment, subscribe. Definitely tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. We out here.
That's what I'm talking about.
We appreciate y'all. Thank you for supporting us. Yes, as John said, our live show for this is we might do something special around All-Star time and definitely in the off season. But you will see a live post game from us together, or even one of us by ourselves. We're definitely going to bring that to you. So you're going to still get your live content and chances for you guys to participate in the chat and maybe even come on the show and chop it up with us. So definitely look forward to seeing us, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you once again. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. Have a good night.
Have a good one. Peace.
Right now, I'm just focused on, the series, what went wrong, what we can do better, how I can improve.